Okay, here's how we do this. I need to make sure that this is not going to be a crappy boss weapon that winds up just being useless by the end of it. It'll be perfectly fine, just perfect. That being said, sound check 1, 2, 3. All right, it's good. Okay, so last time, if I remember correctly, we defeated one of these successors that happened to be a very ferocious cat. Kanuchi? No, what's the word I want to use here? Konichi boss. I think that's it. Yeah. Either way, we got her weapon that just so happened to be a very beautifully styled flame sword. And the main part of the sword is that it is dexterity based, and I really want to use it. And I really hope it's better than the glaive spear. I'm gonna call it a spear because I don't remember what the exact name of it is. Please be a good weapon, that's all I ask for. It's a nice elemental weapon that I can increase the elemental base for it, but probably increase the damage. I don't think I'll be fighting any more fire enemies anytime soon. That seemed like a one-off thing. Now, did I upgrade myself last time is the real question. I don't believe so, but who knows? I mean, that's not a lot of haze I have. Anything in the inventory I need to worry about? Nope, I use as many of those as I could. Game from a video game says have treasured. Oh yeah, these just have a lot of haze. Really weird, it doesn't tell me the amount for those special items. Alright, the sword's in my inventory. I have the Code of the Survivor. Total weight is 81 with the sword. Wait, I have slow mobility with the sword because I'm at 81 dexter. Hold on, let me see if I can transform Blood Veil. Did I eventually pick up anything that makes it lighter? Wait, plus 5.3. I could have sworn there was a Blood Veil that made it lighter, but maybe I was wrong. Yeah, no, that one. Prometheus Chrome. Does anyone have that on them? Nope. No. Exchange? Hephaestus Chrome. No. I can lower my weight. That'd be... exchange. Come on, someone has to have it. Hermes Chrome. Wait a minute, what am I doing? No, this is just these guys' particular one, isn't it? Why does he have double the amount because it's added a whole bunch of new stuff. Got it.
Make sure you're ready.
Well, so much for that.
However, I think you
Exchange. I really should be listening to the... Wait, reduce weight but at the cost of decreased base stats. I didn't pay attention to its stat reducing. Oh boy, this might actually not be... Well, I already get hit enough as is. How bad is the decrew? Oh, why do you have to be like that? Okay, okay. It gets me to S tier, but the sacrifice is quite unwanting. Mobility. And nothing gives me quick mobility for this weapon at all. Why did it have to be a solid 81? Do I have anything lighter? I need to see if I can de-equip my secondary. That is an important thing right now that will define this build. How do I unequip a second weapon? Well, not possible. So I don't know anything lighter than this thing, though. This thing has a weight of 5 on its own. Let's check the good old storage. I picked up enough weapons over time. Present, pound cake, herbal tea. You know, quite an apocalypse scenario. They have some nice variety on them when it comes to gifts. Alright, who had that ability I'm looking for? It's the one that increased weight. It's been too long. And I'm on Survivor and almost got all these stats up. Wait, no, I bought it. Didn't I? Didn't I grab it? Or did I say no because I'm like, ugh, it was weird. This is so confusing. I know for a fact one of these gifts, I think it had to be the queen one, had a like weight increase. Yeah, here it is. Oh right, I didn't have the weight, I didn't have the skill to grab it. Oh, this is gonna be questionable. Let me see how I'm doing when it comes to my speed. Well, that just changes my mobility to low, but... What, do I have anything lighter I could... Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just need to see if it changes it to norm. Yeah. So it's just that decreased weight. Do I want to risk the stat decrease? Because 35 seems like a solid chunk. Anything I could... Do you have anything that's dexterity based, actually? I'm really curious. Is there a blood bill that's more dexterity given? Support gifts. That's a celebration one. Support, offensive gifts, status effects, stability, and high defense. Enhances all gifts. Raven, gifts. Low mobility, status, support. Yeah, these ones kind of more for something else. Okay, if that's the case, then I might just have to take the decrease. Did I never upgrade? Oh, right. You only save once you hit the missile, so whatever I did do, I just didn't do before. So that's why I have all this. So I did spend it all on this weapon. And if I remember correctly, I did have to use one of these. Let's just use... let's use one of the large ones. I remember using one of these for this. Oh, if this weapon's trash, this is gonna suck. That's a 741. But... mobility slow. I don't have an... Oh, Queen Titanium. Okay. I'm really investing a lot into this weapon, so I'm hoping it yields results. And yeah, Queen Titanium. I mean, even then, it is still a sword with pierce, with its own base fire, and that's not too bad. That being said... Alright, nope, no upgrade. Transform, Blood Veil. This Blood Veil has stuck with me through this entire game. 3, 4. Wow, weapon mobility. Let me see how bad it is at base versus regular. Plus, I still need to train on how to use weapons again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so if I change this up to, let's say, who has a back door? Prometheus. 2, 3. 2. Yeah, that is much faster. This is gonna be a weird trade-off now. Oh, this is conflicting because that is like that's great scaling. It doesn't add too much, but I mean only a +5. Oh no, but I need to upgrade her abilities no matter what. All right, I'll take the loss. I'll accept it. Let me rest to get the save going. I really don't want to change this up just for a solid decrease though. That speed could be quite haunting on me. Let me see if there's anything else that might be lower than a 5. Weapons. That has to be the lowest tier. Yep. That is unfortunate. Excuse me. Let's see what you got.
If you want it, I got it.
Yeah, she just permanently has Queen Iron. I remember that from before. Step booster, Hippolyta. Yeah, she has not refilled on this at all. Like, that is very disappointing.
Watch yourself out.
Well, the question is, do I want to tank the damage or do I want to avoid the damage now? And the answer is I want to avoid it. So in that regard, exchange, get valuables. Where's the book at? No, that's comic. I feel like he'd enjoy some aromatic herbs.
I guess.
The answer's no. Okay. This is a bad draw. Brandy?
I'm grateful to accept.
I mean, it's still a 2. I don't care for their weapon right now.
I'm grateful to.
But at the cost. Yeah, so these guys are actually useful now. Alright, so now I have to be a lot more careful how I handle things. That is going to be a set match there. Alright, let's wait on that because I now have to come back to here because I want to go explore the depths. And I'm just going to use all these up. I know I need it for the upgrade, but at the current moment, I'm still uncertain on it, so we'll test this out in the depths. So let's see what some new locations we can work with. Because I know we still have to find Eva, whichever one, in the snow area because she ran away. So this is going to be a... I'm really curious what other areas / gimmicks do they have left. They've used literally almost everything. Ledges, fire, poison, slow, slug enemies, fog walls, mazes. At this point, I'm just going to hit the point where I'm just going to be fighting on a giant titan. Alright, we can do this. All you do, just test out this weapon's ability and it should work from there. And I forgot their side quests. I mean, they might yield results, maybe. What's the last area in the fire area? Oh, there's 2 in this area. How far back is the other one? Wait, is that forward or backwards? I don't remember where that one's at. I think that's at the boss. No, because that's...
Prepare now, so you don't regret it.
I'm actually lost. I'm not too sure where that one's at.
you'll find some.
Talk.
The information this time is correct, but I can't go. I don't want to put you. So please.
Yep. Gotcha.
Greetings.
Silent White.
You up for it? Greetings. If you have any materials from the old world, I can give you valuables in exchange.
Yeah, but I just want this specific thing for my companion. I could just grab it from him. I could just run it, but I need to see where that one is. I don't think I haven't been back there in a long time. Would that be... I mean, I could also get some revenge in dealing with those old enemies. And I do need to test out the blade. I mean, yeah, it's a time for anything. And it's not that long of a walk back.
Back on the surface.
Nope. Wrong dialogue, but I like that you're trying. Excuse me, coming through, make way. Hey, guys. Up ahead. I feel like that radius got slightly larger. The slash feels so much faster. Like, my attack feels so much faster than using the sphere.
Yeah, you're the groove.
Like, you really feel this one.
Take whatever you can use.
Alright, yeah, there's a whole bunch of items I missed in this area, isn't there? Oh. I mean, the knockback's effective. I'm glad you did what you did. It worked out in the favor of things. Alright, what's your side mission? Well, what do you need? Who are you again?
Yo, you pop up just about everywhere, huh?
Are you the one guy that's terrible at his job?
Not lost or
Yep.
anything, but one of those things around the corner has me in a bit of a pinch.
Of course it does.
I thought I had the perfect spot, but then trouble came swaggering in.
Do you ever, like, have a solid idea?
That problem is taken care of.
Oh wait, he's not the newbie. He's just annoying. Okay, that works. I guess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is a bit of a, problematic issue. Wait, is it back the way we came? Oh, crap. Nope, we're dealing with you immediately. I have PTSD about your stupid maze area. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna need the fast roll. That's kind of the dictator right there. Well, I guess I'm gonna be taking more damage. C'est la vie.
Thanks, great. I need to make sure.
Alright, let's use the missile that's over here. Alright. I mean, it worked out, but yeah. Just that hit alone, I felt the speed decrease significantly, so I'm gonna have to use up some, haze to change this up. But this sword feels very, like, fast. It's just like a nice change of pace as well, but man, this feels better. I just have to figure out how, like, I can be more careful. These bosses are probably gonna be the worst thing. Because with this particular one, I cannot equip my, sphere. So I'm like, and that's a good backup weapon just to have. So I'd have to change blood codes to do so, but I want to at least get these abilities out. Let me see where I'm at on those, because this could literally be, this blood code is for the blade, the other blood codes can be for the sphere only. Or it might just switch back. Because Louis' blood code is very effective. Ah, man, there's a lot of decision making with this build. But I feel like it could work in my favor. I'll see what happens. Now, if I'm going in order, this should be like the snow area, I think. Because I'm pretty much behind on those depth missions. I'm gonna have to fight one of the bosses again. Yeah, I need the speed increase. Even then, just being, I guess, a little more lightweighted would be helpful. I'll deal with the defense decrease. I feel like it's not like every time I go through a place, I'm already in a dire situation as is. Oh, good question. Do I even have enough of that? Just kind of used all that. 3,000, 6,000. How much do I need for this?
After I think
Because I might just put myself in a bind without thinking. Well, I thought about it, but it usually costs a lot more. Okay, that's not too bad. If I did my math right. You know, when you stare at a large number and your first thought is, okay, yeah, it should be right amount, right? Right? I need more, don't I? Yeah, no, never mind. I misread that. I was 1-0 off in my head. Oh, never mind. No, it wasn't. Alright, that gets decreased. My bounty's decreased. Slash, crush, -2. And then the 52 minus the base. But it does give me back my normal mobility. So that does give me that added bonus. That's just particular. It's just to get certain statuses, and I don't think that's too important right now. I don't know when intensification is, though. That one actually sounds horrifying. Like, that one just gives you an added 5.3, but slight buff. This decrease is really high, though. Alright. My weapon speed should be now at base. Why did I go through that so fast? Yep, I'm back at normal.
I feel like
Alright,
I'll lead the way.
what area are we dealing with? Ooh, okay.
Don't be overeager. Come back and
Usually these aren't too bad since I'm at like a solid level, so so this should be like a cakewalk. It's more the boss that I'm more disturbed about. Because if it's the mech, then this is gonna hurt. Or maybe I've gotten enough levels now to where everything just feels fine. And nothing will ever try to kill me. Oh crap, there's a stupid blood invasion still in this area that I have to deal with. If I'm lucky, I will avoid it and just completely sail by and then come by it later once I have the map unlocked. But luck when it comes to blood invasion are pretty much 0. I've tried to avoid as many as I can and only fight the ones that I think are passable, and I believe those have just been in the depths at this point. Like, they do not yield good enough rewards. Oh, man. See, I like looking at the depths for a new location. Alright, the item he's looking for is this way. Well, I guess a heat sword for this area is quite appropriate. Alright, no one on the side.
Branch in the path.
This is where the blood goes at, isn't it? Just to grab his one item.
Hey, that's
Oh, no.
enemy down there. No harm.
2,
Prepared.
3, 4. Alright, slightly more hit duration, but... Oh, I'm surprised that blocked. Yeah, I slashed just fast enough that it's enough damage for Yakubo to hit, and I don't feel as slow as I do with the, Does this have a name? The Impale. Yeah, it's a spear. Okay. Yeah, the Impaler. Thank you for that. Yeah, I keep trying to think it's a different type of weapon. Yeah, I feel a lot better with this than the spear. Then again, it's probably been a hot minute, and I didn't actually think I'd get a dex sword in this based on how things were going. Crap, it's here, isn't it?
That's a
I
real
want to know
gem.
who she is too.
Okay, that's just the scout. Alright, we're at this area. That was a fast one. How many do I have to go through? Alright, 2 spike balls and a berserker. Let's aim for the spike balls first. I don't kill as fast, but being faster. Did you just belly flop me? Huh. I feel both offended and surprised. Oh yeah, that faster roll.
Hey, holding up.
Alright, got the silent white key. Oh, there's an item back there. I feel much better about that.
You got something we can use?
Wait, is that what I needed for the Bloodshot MG? Or was it a longer one with the more descriptive number that I was not paying attention to? Alright, yeah, this was short area. So let's check behind here and see if that's gonna be the... Oh yeah, I just actually went the right way. Alright, where's the enemy?
That's
RV Mastery.
lost or real. Bring it anytime.
Crap. Yeah, I would have killed him faster with the spear. Oh no, I want to work with this.
Forward to this.
Machete stun. What kind of strength-based one is that? Oh, just machete with the stun add-on to it. Okay. Oh no, I already picked up. That's what I didn't pick up. What is the RV Mastery though? Let's heal up here. Actually, I don't even need to heal. Oh, there's 4 paths. Okay, this is slightly larger. Let's see what this ability is. Jupiter's Blade. And just... Oh, I never noticed. Actually, you just inject that into me. Hurtful.
Make sure you're good and set before we go.
Blood Awakening. Yeah, it's strength based. Whoa, willpower based. Never mind. Yeah, that's not happening right now. Oh, I'm going the way I already went. Let us... let's change it up. Let's go this way. See what we got. Alright, much more open, so there's more than likely...
That place was too prepared.
Alright. He bombed himself. That range was weird. The first guy that blew up, the range didn't hit me, but the second guy did.
Well, let's mosey.
I gotta take time to learn these combos better. Alright, this is where it happens. Yep.
Let's open it up and see.
Oh, at least it's close by, so I can accept death with open arms. Oh, the lag. It cannot handle it. It cannot handle this area. Or at least those enemies. Why are you blocking? That's the last thing I need right now. Okay. This blood invasion's lagging so much that it just... My Xbox can't handle it.
Bring it anytime.
Oh, this is gonna be a rough one. Thank you. I thought I could take it. I thought I could take the hit. Alright, I need to do that for the follow-up. It's much faster. Nope. Nice try, though. And it does get behind them pretty well. Oh, man. Really chugging there. And this last one. Still locking on to someone. So let's grab these and just let Yakumo deal with the rest. Never mind. That's actually, dangerous. Okay. Crap. Okay.
That's. Don't mess with the
What the heck's the Mark of Honor? It's a key item. Of course it is.
Pick up something we can use.
Sunset Sword. Oh, I can actually use some of this chrome. Or material. Yeah, no, I hate these invasions. I'd rather you just give me the items another way. What is this? This is dexterity based as well. It's way too heavy for me though. What does this look like? Yeah, not bad. Could be worse. Well, I'll upgrade the flame sword. Like, I have to use its speed. Its kickback is not as strong though. Now, just my view for my base stat, there better not be any fall off points, I swear. I don't have the power to deal with that. Alright, please be up ahead. I forgot how died out it has to look for it to be a drop off point. Hey, buddy.
Anytime.
Alright, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it has it. I gotta work on memorizing a better combo string. Aged brandy in this icy place? Beautifully. Okay. Either way, anything back here? There's something. Echolocation. No treasure nearby. Same as the last one? No, double berserker. Okay, gotta be careful. Alright. That's actually good that he locked onto him. There we go. What just happened? I thought you were dealing with him. Close enough. Alright, key number 4. Now that the blood invasion is gone, I can actually have more of a casual stroll through all of this. Yes, I feel that much better about the depths now that that's gone. Because I don't feel like dealing with that garbage. Let's see what we can grab. Alright. This way is the way back. I don't know why I need to look at the map there for that. It's kind of an easy path to think of. Alright, let's work from here. See what I can grab. Alright, this will seem like solid way. As you see, one guy, probably another guy. Oh. Alright. There are a lot of things went wrong with that attack, but luckily his wake up animation took forever. And it all worked out in the end of things. Anyone behind me? Nope. Alright, rushing it. 2, 3. I really want to buff out this sword. But I also gotta, like, I have to also buff out the spear as well, and I have yet to get that material. I don't think I have it. Unless one of my companions can give it to me. Yeah, that's my uncaring towards this. The moment I find out there's a solid level of depth where I don't have to feel like I'm gonna die at every moment, I need to enjoy it while it lasts. The moment I enter the next area, that's when the dread comes by. This is partial dread, but still not as bad. As long as he locks onto me. I just remember what these enemies are. This might actually be dreadful. You know, a fire sword better get rid of their stupid armor when it appears. You know, I felt safe when I could read what was happening. I did not get a second to breathe. He's gonna die on me, isn't he? Where, how, when? Nope, this is death. So much for feeling safe. I completely forgot these enemy types existed. And I'm going back to the snow area too, so I have to deal with these guys. Alright, round 3. Let's go grab my stuff, because I'm gonna need that, and we can just rush through all these guys. Oh yeah, that map's really straightforward. Alright, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna deal with those guys. Because it's, for one, they're relentless, but for 2, when they get that frost armor, they basically become impenetrable. Excuse me, dog. Yeah. Okay. Come on. I have not seen him hit a single attack yet. Even my focus mode doesn't hit it. Oh, so it can break with heat weapons. Well, I wish I had that when I went through that area. Alright, the sword's use has just increased by tenfold. This sword has just solved this enemy type's a major problem for me. That was a dirty move on every regard. Yakumo, what are you doing? Yeah, okay, this is great. This was manageable until that garbage just happened. Yeah, there's nothing I can do against that. Let's talk about an annoyance and a half. Oh, such crap. I did what I could. Okay. This is more annoying than a boss fight, and it's not even that. Like, I didn't expect him to throw that at me at that time. Like, I thought he was focused on Yakumo, but if this keeps up, I might have to switch him out for someone else. Maybe Io. Hey, I mastered both of them, so I can actually switch back now. Oh no, I'm missing one more, and that's the lifesteal. I thought I picked that up. Oh, no, now I'm playing dirty. Or at least I try to. No, they can still throw that item. I need to get rid of them now. Yeah, the fire attack gets rid of their armor. One. I'm spamming down on the D-pad right now. Come on. Not enough time. No, I feel pain. And I don't know which one is which. He is not attacking them, and that's problematic. Okay. I thought Y was gonna do it, but I was wrong. Alright, switching to Io. That's the only way this is gonna manage. I could have swore the Y attack was the one that was dealing the damage.
We won't give up.
Yeah, if Yakumo fails, it goes Io next. It is literally that. I'm hoping that her magic attack does significant damage to them. I don't know if I don't remember if she has a fire one or not.
Enemy spotted. Be careful.
Yep, I'm moving. Yeah, the moment this life still goes up, I'm gonna have to go back to Louis. Was it a waste on my part for this armor? More than likely it was, but luckily haze is very easy to get. And now that material is super easy to get as well. 5 seconds. So much for that. Okay, it's fine. Come on. What was that trash? Come on. I just need to get rid of one of... I can't tackle both of these guys. I tried to get him beforehand. Yeah, I'm gonna accept death here. I can't deal with both of these guys when they're like that. Hmm. Why is this the impending doom of the depths? This is worse than the boss. At least the boss I can manage.
Are you feeling all right?
No, I'm feeling pain and annoyance. Alright. Let's do this again.
Lost nearby. Stay cautious.
Alright, that's one. Then it's the dog. Do I have to micromanage? I'm trying to think the best way to do this now because
Fight freely.
it went from manageable to that.
Not a good time to fall.
I was pressing block. I don't know what happened. Or that can happen. Okay. There we go. Finally. And death. She's dead. See, I can't read if I just need to do basic attacks to destroy the armor. She does not have enough health to do that. I'm really feeling the pain of fighting these two. Large, unbridled pain.
Good morning.
And good night. Alright, let's try for... Mia's really going for a stretch on this one. Well, at least lifesteal's almost up. It's not helping with this garbage, though. Alright, she takes a hot second, so I don't know if she's going to be great when it's dealing with multiple enemies like this. Alright, let's go to the left. Yeah, I don't know, like I can't fight both. Okay. Like, that garbage. I can backstab them while they're doing that. Alright, game has changed. Yeah, no. No, we're just gonna keep doing this.
I think I might be in trouble.
Alright, it's fine. Okay, that's fine. Alright, it's destroyed. Alright, abuse the power of backstab. Did not know it was that active. Ooh. Alright, Mia. You just solved a very difficult issue. And now you have my vote. Yakumo and Io, they tried. Then again, that's also luck of just backstab. Hey, dog. Was it necessary?
Good use.
Not at all. I still think these areas are great farming places when it comes to just grabbing basic stuff. I don't think I grabbed any titanium or anything yet, though. Alright, let's use this to upgrade myself. Enemies like that's troublesome in a lot of regards. Alright, let's keep it moving. And I'm going the same direction I just went. I need to go this way. Alright, heat sword. That was rough. Now I'm afraid what the enemy type up here is going to be. They just milked both of those guys.
Nearby.
Of course.
Careful.
Okay, let's get rid of these back ones. Okay. I mean, she's doing fine. And I just blocked a bullet. Alright, it's dead. She kills at a moderate pace. The thing is, like, she is support for the back. So, give or take. Awake MJ212. I gotta check back on those to see if that one might be for the queen one that gives me increased weight. Because I'll gladly replace one of these other ones. Alright, I thought that was the boss room. I was already horrified. Alright, now I have to be more cautious. One there, one there. Thank you. That is some flare on those rifles. Oh. Alright, there's one behind here. Who is it? Oh, it's a dog. Was he supposed to come out and attack me? Well, he tried. It would show me if there was anything over there. I don't even know why I bothered. Alright, what are we dealing with?
What do you think that might be?
Not as bad as what we were dealing with before. That's what that is. This is fine. I chose the wrong route is what happened. Like the fact that that's an AoE. Alright, her stun lock with the blade is quite effective. I don't have any stamina. What am I doing? Alright, the roll went that way. Like, he becomes so immune to so much damage, and the buff is just ridiculous. Like, I wish that got rid of his armor. Alright, let's heal while he's ballerina diving. I need to do this now. Of course. Yeah, you need to do enough damage to him while he's leveling up just to stun lock him and get him out of that form. But if you can't, that's bad. Like, that's too much of an opportunity, especially when you deal with multiple enemies around the area. Like, you have to just not focus on him and hope he doesn't increase his level in the meantime. And it looks like it's over by his life gauge base. But even then, he can do that like at least within a match 3 to 4 times. And just one alone is devastating on your health. And I have to fight the mech again. I know it wouldn't be that bad, but I just remembered his rush attack. And now I'm debating on how bad this is going to be. Well, I need to see what's in these depths anyway. Yeah, I got nowhere near enough. I only got like half. For a second there, I thought it was just going to be a moose with the shield, but then I remembered his design aesthetic.
Pushovers, do they?
Alright, Mia. Oh, he's rising up. That's why the damage numbers aren't that high. Hey, buddy. Okay. Yeah, go up to her for a second. I need a minute to recover after that meltdown. Alright, that stun locked him. Alright, he's going to the next phase. Let's use this time to heal. Oh wait, he throws a shield, doesn't he? Yeah. Get in. Come on. Nope. I need to use this time to get in on him. That's bad. I am too. I really shouldn't have brought her into a boss fight. I'm dead. Okay, I'm glad he hesitated. He doesn't have a second swipe. I don't have time to deal. Yeah, I gotta bring Yakumo in on this one. This one is gonna be too rough of a time for her to deal with it. Okay, I'll switch you out.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, she did her job with the last one, but unfortunately she's not too solid in boss fights like this. Because this one requires a lot more, like, either Io for some spell skill or some Yakumo. Louis too, like, balanced. Like, he's great for wandering, but in all regard,
Something interesting.
but it works out. Like, you got, at least it gives me options to how to deal with these guys. But that was not bad of a run for fighting him again. I mean, the first time around, it went terribly.
I won't get in the way.
Then again, he didn't even use his rush attack now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, let's get this chip damage in. If it was Dark Souls, at least that'd be some solid damage I could take. Alright. Okay, getting too cocky with it. He's gonna rush, isn't he? Nope, stun lock, even better. He's still aggro towards me, so that's good. I'll take it. Alright, the stun lock attack did not work. Alright, I gotta see if I can land that in. Is he gonna burst? Yep. I wonder if that can hit you. Alright, that has to be close. Careful. Yep, aggro him for a second. I want to see if I can land it. But I don't think that's going to be possible. There it is. That's the attack. Oh, now you want to attack when I'm not parrying? Oh, that was a parry. Was that like a keyframe off on that one? Or, yeah, no more kidding around now. I think I was trying to land that attack a bit too much. Honestly, I didn't expect to spend this much time in the depths. Alright, Yakumo, let's go through this again. Did I use him to beat him before? Was it Io?
No harm in
It might have been Io, actually. I just remember a lot of pain. Alright. Oh, come on. Alright. It does okay damage. Not great. But I want to land it either way. Oh, I'm really glad that didn't hit me. Okay. Okay, careful. I gotta wait for him to throw it. You don't even do any damage to him. It is very insignificant there. Oh, he just had the buff going on already. Crap, crap, crap. I did what I could. Come on. 2, 3. Really trying. There we go. Oh, come on. Why did the camera just change for a second there? Back up. Full thrusters and a pain in the neck. Come on. Okay, didn't even need to use a healing item for that one. Nice. Oh, I still hear his voice in that death. Alright, now that's done, we can teleport back to the merchant. First, let me get me my upgrades. And that's almost at max, actually. So after that, I can't just switch back. Like, the S tier is nice, but... Actually, let me get some math going. It's nice, but let me see. -4.
Gear's good.
Reduced 10A, but my weight limit gets increased back to 103. Because then I can remove this one off. Because I'll gladly just accept not getting an S tier. Actually, let me see if I can use that. Let me see if I can grind it out here real fast while I'm in the area. It'll make things a lot easier in the long run of things. Let's see. I am gonna level up though. That is for certain. Okay. That being said, give me one sec here to crack a window.
Stomach bothering you?
Yeah, no, I'm back. And yeah, I agree that that armor was not as bad as those other two. Like, getting comboed by those two was actually horrifying. Rest. We just double it down. And how close am I to getting this up? Couple more. Alright, let's go to this area real fast.
The Lost are really close. No harm in being prepared.
3, 4, 5. I wonder how many more I'm gonna need to kill. There's a lot more on the left-sided path. I could go and fight him again if I wanted to be honest. I don't think that's a good enough tier of skill.
Don't let them back you into a corner.
Don't need to. Alright, how am I doing on experience here? Yeah, I might need a lot more than this.
Bring it anytime.
Yeah, no, this is not going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revert my armor back. I'm going to accept the slow roll, and it should be solid enough to last longer enough to keep things stable on me for the next area. But let's return back to the merchant so I can give him this item. Now, I think that was one of the more difficult ones in this entire regard. Yeah, no, like, those enemy types can be quite troublesome in the long run of things. And yeah, it could be just as bad, but even then, like, I do not enjoy the enemy type because when I originally fought them, it was like, can I even dwindle down their armor? And now I'm thinking about it. The only reason I was able to dwindle down that armor are that I was doing enough damage this time around, or I had the fire weapon. And that's not a theory I want to test when fighting those guys. Like, literally, even in the main areas, you're only fighting one at a time. But it was more like the impending threat of, I really don't want to deal with this thing. Literally, I think I ran through one of those guys because I didn't want to fight him.
Greetings.
Trade valuables. Oh, wait, no, talk.
You found the material? Yes. Seriously, look at you. Slaying beasts.
Yeah, no hero.
I think you'll find. Whenever I touch material,
Alright, yeah, nothing to say this time. Alright, return back. Dial back my armor. Don't have enough for a level up. I'm almost at 100. When does this game end? Like, I don't even know if that's ridiculous or just regular when it comes to these levels. What was hers? Why did I want something of hers? Or did I already get it? Oh, right, that's if I want to just use the bayonet. Man, does anyone have any temporary upgrades to swords? Because I know some people are very specific about their weapons, and they have a specific upgrade for that particular weapon. Increased damage, Joe. No. Two-handed. I just gotta look for that icon of the kind of like a slanted pyre and a weapon, because they're all the same. And if I haven't found someone with that particular skill set yet, I might find them later on. I don't know if there's actually a skill increase for every type of... Well, never mind. 3600. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that actually from Louis. Anyone for spears as well? I really should have checked this sometime before. Let's be smarter on that regard. No. Halberds. Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna head back to base and get all that situated. And I'm gonna have to find out where she went. It has to be down below, right? That's the only place I think I explored. I mean, that'll make the most sense at least. Hopefully. Oh man, those depths, they're rough. They are a rough mess I don't feel like dealing with. Like, they are great for like potential loot, but like something like that where they double down the amount of enemies you gotta deal with, that is unfortunate, because that could have been a showstopper for most things. I did what I could though, and that's what matters most. Slash, I didn't stop. Still waiting for that one boss though to hit the point where I'm just going to be in the worst possible scenario, and I have to like give this game a hiatus. But so far it's been a passable experience, not terrible. More like I expected a lot harder things to pop up, or at least the RNG has not been as bad as it could have been. Whereas like something like Dark Souls, where there are bosses where you literally have to stop for like a couple of weeks to a month just so you can just get the energy to come back and potentially deal. And that's why I'm not doing Dark Souls on this, because they're RNG based and I don't have enough skill to deal with all that garbage. I beat them, I did my time. I'm not doing Demon Souls either. That's too difficult of a time that I don't want to deal with either.
I feel like the law. It was easier to
Explore.
but now even thus they must have left. If you find any maps of the depths out, we'll take care of them. I'll lead
Alright,
the way.
so
Please
1,
tell
2.
me where we're going.
Yeah, I got most of them down. Could have been worse, but I got most of them. Alright, that being said, the plan now is to reset my armor,
Don't let the law.
buy Louis' upgrade. I should have enough to reset. It shouldn't be that much. Was it a waste? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much. And I believe Louis' upgrade cost 36,000. Where is... And who knows how much I'm going to need to upgrade it past that. How much do I have? Okay. Use 2 of these. I'm gonna need more, but hopefully we close. 35, yeah. Alright, as long as I'm close. I remember when I only could barely scrap 1,000 haze. Now look at this. Now that the prices were outrageous, now they just give you so much to work with. Alright, where are we at? Oh wait, I need Hunter Vistage too. I might have to look up where to find that because I really want that ability for the sword.
You have
Store Vistage. Alright, let's look this up. Because I probably missed it along the lines. And a dexterity upgrade from Kevin as well. I might have to get rid of the life seal now, because I might just have high dex and just full power. Alright, let's see where I can find this. This has to be an early one that I just missed. Blah, blah, blah. No. Past the parking garage, missed off all the path, you would go down the hole with all the ledges, but you would go to the hole, take a right, you'll see capsules you can break near one stone crusher. Oh, so I completely, like, underhanded missed this. Yeah, no, we're going to grab that upgrade, because that's going to be very important now. Like, I always gotta take time after I fight a whole bunch of bosses to just re-up myself for the coming battle. Alright, from the parking garage. Alright, let's see if I can find this. Should be an easy find. I'll just rush it. These enemies shouldn't be a problem, but I might get stun locked by like the dogs or something. Yeah, I might actually have to fight these guys to make my experience easier. Can I just... yeah, I can just use the ladder. Go down that way and then make... because I should have most of the map unlocked, or all of it actually. And that should save a large amount of time. Because I want to get this Vistage, because then I can just get the dexterity plus a single-handed weapon upgrade, and it should buff out my damage significantly. It won't be close to the spear, but it'll be still in a high regard. And and it'll let me see if there's a higher tier than S. But hopefully I can unlock both of them without actually having to using their kits, because I really don't want to use Kevin's kit. I don't know if I have a weapon buffed out enough to use this whole strength ordeal. And I really don't want to. I've been switching weapons around, but they're still dexterity based like I said in the beginning. I wanted to use the bayonet, but that damage fell off after the spear was obtained. Also, a lot of growling within my right ear. These enemies are really adamant. Alright, so... where the hole is, I have to go to the left.
Okay, let's get this task done.
Alright, let's see if I can find it. Alright, I actually felt that one. 2, 3. 2 dogs. I remember this area gave me struggles. Now look at me. Murdering everything one by one without hesitating. Excuse me. One guy behind me who... no, that was Yakumo that swung. You deal with the guys behind. So, some capsules they said I had to break. I might have attracted more enemies than I could deal with, maybe? Oh no, they just got over here. I thought I could break a stamina, but a backstab's close enough. Like, you know, if I went through this area in the beginning, I would not be able to do all this. Oh, those capsules. Yeah, I completely missed that. Yeah, no. I didn't even know these were going to be breakable. Alright, now that's done. We can go back, unlock the Vistage, get some backstory, use this to our advantage.
We got a fork.
That's weird. Was this always a thing? Lore fourth. No, wait. No, I already did this. Yeah, I 100% beat that. Didn't I? No, I'm not even gonna risk it. There's someone behind me. Oh, yeah, there is. I'm glad that you whiffed that. Like that you tried. Lost shard. The more shards I can use, the better. I wonder how many of these sunset swords I have at this point. I feel like those ones I got the most things. Oh yeah, no, that Vistage is important. The rest I can 100% give up on, but that one is important. Alright, that's just a regular item down there. Because I think I remember when I was doing this that my first thought was that, yeah, I'll probably just find it along the way. These aren't that difficult to find since they talk and glow and all that. But when I originally did that area, I never went that direction. Like, I literally, like, booked it to the right and then saw my shortcut and aimed for that. Because in the beginning, anytime you enter a new area, you really want to aim for the shortcut. And then with this game, it's like, you can aim for the shortcut, or you can hopefully find a map of the area that'll make things easier for you next time you go around. Which, those are both very tempting. Like, very, very, very tempting. Could it be worse? 100%, but it's still tempting all the same. Alright, that being said, let's turn this in, get some backstory. I'm curious what the backstory is going to be about, but I also just really, really want those upgrades. Like, I will gladly use my haze to level those out. I just don't want to use their kit. That's the only thing. And like, this game has like the 4 passive slots. It always makes me want more because I can think of combos to use. It's just like, you need that one more extra slot. Like in Dead by Daylight, if each survivor and killer just had one more perk slot, you clearly just have that be your passive perk for just handling the game, and then the rest you have fun with. Alright, let's use this up. This area looks nice every single time I come back, and it's very disturbing how nice they have this, even with the broken windows. And they still have oh man, a hot springs. Store Vistage. Yeah, I don't have Hunter C. Yeah, I probably like that missed that one along the way. Let's firm stand. Oh yeah, that's the fatal one. Okay, and then the IOS ones I don't have. Oh no, I have number 3. 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming this is how many boss fights I have left, since they always stand by a successor. So I'm getting there. Alright, let's repair this. Like, the amount of time you can spend just upgrading feels a lot more than you do in Dark Souls, because usually you just upgrade that one weapon and then you just keep moving. But in this, I gotta move around a lot so I can kind of just get the full grasp of what I need and what I could potentially get later on. And I forgot where this storyline was going.
Louis, why do you keep bringing blood beads to some random kid like me?
Oh, Kevin.
There isn't really a particular
Right.
If I had to give one, I'd say it's because you were alive when I met you. That's... Don't keep risking your life for me, Louis. You can't. You don't need to worry about me.
He's a man that's really trying to redeem himself.
Yourself alive and well.
I wonder how many of these stone figures of like the cast they have in full, because I know it's just like grabbing their 3D model and then applying the texture to it, but still.
Which spared me from the constant struggle other revenants faced over them. There was no fear of being turned to ash or becoming one of the lost. I had blood beads, and that meant I had peace for myself.
He had a steady supply.
It was all mine. But was that really okay?
And then the self-doubt. Do you deserve it? Am I going... Okay. I'm going technically up, just not that direction. They really... Oh, hold on.
Here, take them. They're yours. Don't worry about me. Being the only survivor would be boring anyway. And, you know...
So Louis starting to get an impression on him. So where does it turn wrong for him? Because it's actually nice that he's actually like using the extra blood beads he gets from Louis. Yep, there it is.
Crazy kid that's been passing out blood beads, aren't you?
Destroying the flow of things.
What if I am?
If you've got so many lying around, then how about you pass some along to us? After all, we've been hurting since one of our kids turned lost.
I don't have that many. Even if I did, I wouldn't give a single bead to bastards like you.
Ah, there we go.
You stupid punk. In that case, we'll just take him by force.
He sounds like the most antagonist voice possible they could have grabbed. Yeah, he was getting too generous with it. But the argument is like, yeah, if he kept it for himself, he wouldn't be in the situation. But like, if you doubt that you deserve that many, you probably hand it out to try to make things better. Ah, not bad, kid. Not bad. Don't know what happens to you, but we'll maybe figure it out in the future.
He was sharing the blood beads I gave him with some of the other revenants. He wasn't stupid. He had to have known what would happen if he did something like that.
So yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, he's smart. Like, no one's actually an idiot through most of this. That being said, time to use my abilities to get some more abilities. Let's see how much this is going to cost me in full. Acquire, it was Kevin. I'll be using Kevin's move the entire time without even thinking about it. Learn. What does it take? Oh, I have so much of this, yeah. Yeah, I have way much. Yeah, he's a beginner one, but I've been using most of his kit for most of the game. So, like, I've been using this for most of the game, like the flame spike for that extra damage boost. Yeah, who would have thought? Eternal Blade. Yeah, no, sorry, it's the one I need. I'm gonna go back to his kit anyway. Yeah, no, I'm gonna use his kit anyway. Because I don't need this anymore if I'm gonna be using up all those slots. So in the meantime, what am I looking at? Oh, that's the only reason it's an A, because I don't have the rest of these. So let's see how high I can go. Let's get the damage range. Let's put the dexterity ones on first, then I can get that damage numbers. Don't need the stamina boost. I need the dex up. Dex and willpower. What am I looking at for stats? Yep, solid S. I don't know, like the thing about not having numbers for your skills is that you're not too sure if it goes any higher sometimes. And I'm looking at a 522. With that added bonus, it will hit me to 627. Wow. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. That being said, added all that together. I'll do what I can with all of this. Let's move towards... Oh yeah, no, we're done. Because I don't have enough blood code for anything else. I don't have enough Titanite, whatever. Or whatever they call it for this, so... Move that, move that, move that. Don't need that. And so, forget it. Let's just move that for now. Alright, we are set, so we have to go back to the snow area now, and I think she would be here. I believe she's in this area. Probably should have checked the board, but they said the snow area, and this is the only one. So, let's hope for the best. Like, worst case scenario, she's dead. Best case scenario, she's alive, but she might be mutated. And then the worst case scenario, she's alive, but mutated into a loss where we have to kill her for a boss fight. And in that case, that's not going to be fun. That's going to be terrible. Because she seems like she'd be very powerful to deal with. And then we have the edgelord, Big Bad, Doctor Whatever, or Scientist, what's his name? Sorry, I was like, I cannot remember the name for the life of him. I just remember him as Final Fantasy textured boss. Like, you could plop him in the Final Fantasy, you could not tell the difference. Alright, now that all that's put together, though, let's see where I can go from here. Oh, there's a side quest here. Where are you at, side quest? Wait, is that a different missile?
Don't get too wild out there.
I'm actually confused. I don't know if that's the...
Searching through the mountains is tough work.
Yeah. That was a reflex, in all honesty. Is it down here, or did I already come down here?
Steep here. Don't slip.
I just don't want to die, man. Alright.
Use the ladder you found to get down.
Let me see, because she's in one, two places. She's either in that purple spot with that thing, or she's down here. And I'm perfectly fine making the route back. I'm pretty sure I have a teleport as well. Yeah, that's fine. Damage numbers are not that bad. However, this... I can't exactly see the platform too well, so we're just going to leave it at that. Where was this leading to? Yeah, alright. That dialogue that he just said, didn't hear him, but the subtitles on the top left made me think this is where she went. And this should be a loading area, no enemies. Just based on how vast it is, but I don't know what I'm dealing with now at this point. What area, like, what do you guys think? What area could be next in this? Hopefully an area full of cloud and puppies. Something simple. Then again, I might have to slash those puppies because they're probably infested with lost. So much for that idea. And just give this a second. Alright, no, I upgraded myself. Like, this sword alone...
There now, so you don't regret it later.
It does almost as much damage as the spears now with this added buff. And I don't even have a spear buff yet. Passive. Don't tell me it's fire again. Oh, it's Jack. Okay, he made it here before us, so... At least he's not trying to kill us. Like... That's the last thing I need is a expert hunter on my back.
There used to be just ruins here, but now...
Oh, desert. They're really hitting all area types now.
The successor who created this crypt used their very last ounce of strength as they struggled to resist their relic.
Okay, so who was the successor?
Scattered salt from a dried up lake over the land nearby, making it barren. Now it's the same kind of desolate place as the one where Eva was born.
How does he have all this?
That if one of us fell to the thirst, the other would have the last of their humanity. Eva is waiting for me, just over there.
We're gonna have to kill her, aren't we?
I'm talking too much. Anyway, I'm going on ahead. This is between me and Eva.
So let's bet to see how fast he gets owned by her. Because if she's mutating, that sounds bad. Also, a desert doesn't mean they're gonna be trapped under the sand for most of these enemies. It's gonna be quicksand.
To hurry too.
Alright, let's rest, get that extra pip of health, and yes, every percentage matters in this. It could literally mean between life and death, and let's go. Oh wait, hey, I have my damage buff again. Let's switch Spoil Spotter with Treasure Tracker. I want to see what Jupiter's Blade does. I just saw that and I need to know. Will this be a waste? Yes. Will it be cool looking? Let's find out. Nope, quite underwhelming. I mean, it's not useless, it's just not what I need right now.
We can't reach over there, can we?
Not yet. Look like we have to loop around. Oh, that's so useful.
Head up, eyes open.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Now, I'm assuming the right path will loop around. So let's hope I'm right on this one. Scarab bosses. Alright, they take a couple seconds longer to stun lock.
Pick up something we can use?
Oh, they dropped Queen Titanium though. Here's something else. Alright, these guys are going to be a bit more annoying than the rest. I might not even bother with the heavy flame attack. Alright, let's dial back and see where this leads us. Oh. Can I? Oh, sand slows us down significantly. And now I know where they'll be at. I just need to...
Real gem.
The sand uses up our, what am I saying?
Sand.
Our ichor. Shoot. Okay, this is bad. That means I can't be using my abilities like that. Okay. It's actually quite troublesome. Heal. Every percentage matters. That's exactly what that means. Alright, what's back here?
I guess that worked out.
Okay, this is a whole area on its own. Alright, this loops over there and back around. Oh, I don't like that the sand uses up my ichor. That's annoying.
Watch out for foes buried in the sand.
Oh. Called it. Not the enemy I expected them to use, though. Alright, yeah, so this loops back around over here. That saves us some time there. Or, I don't know what that item might be.
In a place like this.
Harmonic Vestige. Here's something... Oh, that's where the guy was. Alright, let's go kill him.
Sorry. Moving out.
Oh, the camera. Thank you. Alright, I literally have to check up and down now for enemies. This is gonna be thrilling. Alright, not that direction. Let's heal up. I'm gonna go and take the guys from behind here in this area. It look like that's a better vantage point on my part. And then I can just loop back around and come up the ladder. Thank you. Okay. And 2, 3. Thank you for that, and that worked out in our favor 100% of the way. That lock-on didn't go properly. I don't know if backstabbing a bombardier is the right idea. And that did not work out at all. All kinds of wrong things wouldn't happen there. Alright. Items. No enemies nearby.
Stick to ground that doesn't drain blood.
Got that right, because now I'm afraid if it's
Sand steals Ichor.
gonna steal health with around an Ichor. Thank you. Leak vaccine.
Footing's rough. Lose your balance.
Where are we? Oh, we're looped right back around where we were before.
So it won't open.
Not from this side. Okay. The map is, this area is big. I could tell based on how that map's kind of acting there. I don't have enough,
I'm on my way.
what am I saying? I don't have enough healing, though, to be jettisoned through this area right now. Alright, let's back up and go to that upward ladder path. That seemed more active for something. Or at least that seemed like where they didn't want me to go. Because this path seems a bit too obvious. Could go back and get a level up or two, but like, these enemies aren't too bad to fight. Wrong way. Keep doing that. It's here to the right, up top. I could also just rush it because I don't think there's a way for them to get over here. I'm not trying to.
They think they're hiding, do they?
Are you serious? How is that viable? Okay, yeah, we're gonna need to utilize everything we got here. There's a ladder over here. There's a drop off point.
Enemy spotted.
All right. There's a special enemy up over there. I don't know what happened there because that was a hard read. I heard something and my fear of dread just kicked in. Alright, there's an item literally grand in the middle. I just need to grab it and that's it. Oh, that's an important item. No, let's wait for them to come up here.
Can we still regenerate some? Bring it anytime.
Yeah, let's wait for them to come up here. The game could have been more rough and just had them literally spawn right in the dead center, so they were not too bad there.
Yeah, you're in the groove.
Okay, so with that being said, there's the pathway down there. Let me use up this regen inducer now. It's the Increase the number of times jitters can be used. Yep, they give me an extra. Alright, now I feel better about exploring this area. Charge booster. And a godsend is what this is.
Rest here for a while.
Yeah, no, we're resting. We're getting our ability upgraded. Alright, if we're gonna go for the level up immediately, we're literally almost at 100. By the end of this campaign, I might be at like 120, depending on how things are going. Like a couple of levels every missile or two, and then upgrade at the end of every boss. Alright, let's use this.
Put on your thinking cap and let's move.
It's as dangerous as it is primitive.
Okay.
Sides for cover and move up.
We bounce back here. I'm gonna get hit. Alright. Am I literally stuck?
Don't run too far ahead.
Oh, this is terrible. Jump down. Oh no, we're getting a heal, but let me see how much I heal up now. Oh no, same amount, just increased. So I think it's 10 or 12 is going to be the max by the end of this. Alright, let's work our way up. Fortunately, there's no bow and arrow sniping capabilities in this, so I'm going to have to actually go to side to side. Okay. They really do spawn those things really fast. Oh. That took a second for me to realize.
Bring it anytime.
Alright. Are we on the next rotation? Give it a second. Go down. Run. Crap. That's fine. Next rotation, give it a second. Next rotation, give it a second. Oh, crap. You are the bane of my existence right now. I didn't expect a giant wheel
We can use.
of just annoyance. I'm waiting for him. Next one to go. How much mana do you have? Nice try. Oh, there better not be more of you later on. I feel an unwanted gimmick coming along. Wait, there's an infested person there. Alright, only one. So let's deal with him now.
No harm in being prepared.
This one's recent. Nope, I don't ever want to live long enough to see what that does. Alright, was that it? Yep, that was it. You know, now that I think about it, those guys could literally be the some of the infected lost vestiges I've been using. But I just never notice. This area, like, the design of it is... This would be a Monster Hunter area, and I'd love it. Alright. Rather than that be in the sand any longer than I have to. That's a trap.
That's one fight down. Snipe at us, huh? The sand seems to go on forever, huh?
It's literally endless.
Hey, over there. It's a ladder, isn't it?
Where are you looking? Alright, I see it. That looks menacing and horrifying in all sorts of ways, shape, and form.
Bring it anytime.
Hey, buddy. Thought I could attack them in the sand. Really, I did all this for a stamp. Alright, he looks disturbing in all shapes and form. And I do know that there is a pathway over there. I wish I could grab that gun though. Ooh. Alright. Wrong one.
Looks like we're in a big cul-de-sac.
It looks like the only enemy. And I need to know what his gimmick is now instead of later. Alright, sand that gets rid of my stamina disturbingly fast. Fast movement. Alright. That's good enough for me. Suicide Spur. Great. Alright, sorry. Now, once I figure out their gimmick, I have no reason to continuously fight them. Nope, I feel just as terrible. Alright, and this is where we leave. You see, you grab what you need, and then you just walk away. Just for a brief second to heal up, and then we fight them. Or at least we try to. Come on, one more. It's fine, Yakumo, it's fine. Try to go for a backstab. I need to wait for the heal. I'm not too sure what I'm looking at in this scenario. It's hard to read his moves in this weather. And I think that's the point, but I got him. Yakumo, hit him, hit him, hit him. Okay.
Your healing doesn't look too good. Don't take any chances.
All that for a stamp. Of course my healing doesn't look too good. Alright, further in that area. If anything, I probably should aim for going back to the missile, but I'm too far in. So this is going to be a bit of a gamble. Let's go towards this ladder. Please be something, anything. I don't have any Ichor. You know what? I don't use this stuff at all. And these sands are really hitting me. Okay. Partially safe for now. That avoided the big guy.
You have to take whatever you can use.
That ladder's not functional.
Elevator that goes down. This is safe, right?
Wait, where does this go? It leads back around to the first area. Oh, you godsend you. And I get a map of this first area. Okay, everything wraps around perfectly. Alright. Let's go touch my missile to get my heals and levels. Then we can just rush through here. And continue on. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to fight that one enemy type, and I can tell it's going to be quite as devastating as before. Alright, at least I used it for one. Alright, let's see if I can tap the next missile. I swear he looks alive. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can do a thing where I can exit out and then bring it back. but I might want to keep this for a getaway just in case. And look like there's another shortcut ladder right there. So I need to find a way to reach that. Luckily there's no enemies this route, so it's quite kind.
Sorry. Moving out.
But there is an enemy up top. Wow. Oh. Speaking of literally right up top. Hey, Venomized Totem. I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna fight him. Alright. Obvious pit trap. It's nice. Where are the items at? That's the most important thing right now. Alright, yeah, no, this item tracker is important because it saves me time. Because I don't have to worry about wandering the area. Oh, thank you. Did Yakumo fall? There's a secret path. Yakumo, you genius. I would have never seen that and I would have just walked away. And hello, person in chat, how's it going? Oh, this is bad. Alright. Careful. Alright, there's the missile. Yakumo. Smooth. Found this area real fast. How's your day going? Alright, up top. Yeah, I would have never found this. He'd really just... Alright, but what's over here now? No enemies nearby. 2 items over there.
Got something we can use?
Okay, so slime enemy up over there, but I just kind of went that direction and there are no items, so I don't need to worry about that. 2 guys there and something around the corner, more than likely an enemy. Yeah, at least one. I don't know how that worked, but... Oh, I'm doing fine, and yep, first playthrough. The usual Souls-like experience of suffering, of trying to deal with an area's gimmick, while simultaneously not dying terrible deaths. And that's the best part of it. But this is quite tame for a Souls game, to be honest. It's really nice in this, I don't want to say casual, but like, I'd recommend this for someone other than, if they wanted to play a Souls-like game, I'd recommend this over Dark Souls. Alright, that being said, slime here. Didn't think he would attack my general direction, so that was bad on my part. Alright, so I see a blood vestige there, at least one enemy. Anyone on the roof? Doesn't look like it. Anyone down below? I see 2 slimes on the side. Yeah, no, having a cooperative partner to go through this with you saves you so much time and suffering. Okay, 1, 2, alright. And that should be it, and that's the only item over there. 1 straight ahead and 1 to the right. Okay, let me pop myself off a bit here. Not much, but I do what I can.
Looks like we're in for a rough time.
Alright, up here. Did you just do a literal 180 curve? Mad lad. Alright, this is not the wind-based one, so I'm fine with dealing with him. Like that. 2, okay. If I can focus on him. Oh, I just realized the blood invasion for this area is going to be the worst. So I'm going to have to plan for that and just run away. I'm going to need to find the item for the blood invasion. Then run. I don't remember if those visages have something I want. I'm pretty much set when it comes to passive abilities right now. I mean, dexterity up is all I really needed. Okay, why am I running slow in sand? I don't need to do that. Alright, there's you over here, and then probably a body at least. Those enemy types are really not the highest when it comes to effectiveness. But it works out in the end. Okay, that being said, let's see how I can do this from here. Alright, so this is the ladder that loops back around. So I see a potential boss. So
This thing put us through some trouble.
let's go back, get this level up, and then so I don't have to care about the blood codes I'm going to be dealing with later. That should save me some time. Give it a sec, wait it out, and then do what I have to. Simple and to the point. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, he can just jump down since we're close to a missile. I really don't need to use ladders for this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Oh, you can take all the time you want. You're carrying most of this campaign.
Here's a good place to rest.
Alright, stretch there. Not for one upgrade. So now I'm hitting that point where it's literally going to be like one upgrade per missile cutback. Which, acceptable. I can deal with that. I'm literally like... It's weird being such a high level, but like a lot of it comes down to the weapons and the blood code you use more than anything. Like levels are there, but they come with a pip every now and then. It's nice not to have to worry about base stats though. Oh yeah, no, I've seen Yakumo puts in work. He solves so many problems. Like, while thrown through this game, Yakumo's stun lock capabilities are just amazing. Alright, I'm just gonna run towards the boss.
I'm on my way.
This looks like a boss area, or maybe not. What the heck is he doing? Alright, I don't want to go off the edge here. My stamina is like a couple bars off from being solid with this weapon. Okay. Slime. Obviously. Oh, so the radar cannot detect them underneath. Are we just gonna... Alright, let's let this happen. That took a long while to activate. Yeah, nonetheless. Do what you can. Oh, this looks troublesome though. This better be a loading room. I just realized I'm gonna have to fight the boss on this kind of texture of it taking my iCore. Oh, that's gonna suck. Wow, this is one heck of a run. Oh no. No, this is not fun.
I've been waiting for... Please, spin a thread of memory for me.
I did not find any of those throughout this entire area. Okay, so I thought this area was much bigger based on its spacing, but...
Have I heard this song before?
Not the choir music. Why the choir music? Oh my god, this is gonna be a long run back from the missile. Oh, this is gonna be a long run back. I don't like this. Oh, was there one on the map that was on there and picked up? Well, I did what I could. This doesn't... Not what I... Wait, is she fused in? Or just kicking back? I can't tell from this distance.
Eva.
Fused in? I hate this choir music. I hate this choir music so much. That is so many bad ties, but that design looks so beautiful.
You don't have to fight anymore.
No, she's gonna have to fight us. So Jack, you're not gonna be putting in any work right now.
It's all gonna be okay. I'll take on the relics now.
I know it's anime, but please stop hesitating when you're right next to the boss. Yeah, technically I don't have to kill her all the way through, but I'm not trying to. In all honesty, I would not try to stop him. I just let this happen. It would save me a boss fight. Okay. What am I fighting? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm finding a statue-infused Ava buffed out. This whole entire arena is basically a death trap right now. Alright, let's see if I can finish this boss during this session. Or if I can treat it like the rest and I just come back next session to deal with it. I had a good run. It was nice. It was solid. It wasn't too bad, you know? Things could have been worse.
Let's do this.
Okay. Slam attack. You're tall for your range. Alright, I think you should have side whips right now. And that's the 360 aerial. I don't know what leak does. Oh, it removes my ichor. Alright. I gotta be careful of the ground. The sand gets darker when it goes through. Alright. Not bad. Alright. He stun locked her out of that attack, so that's possible. Get my damage buff. Get my stamina back. Phase 2 is just entered. Heal up now instead of later. Back up. I don't know how to dodge those. I might have to check the ground.
No harm in being prepared.
Okay. Come on, heal, heal, heal. Yakumo. Alright, this is hard to read with the sand area. Alright, she's going for him. Alright, it looked like you could just body block most of those. Based on what Yakumo did. Back up the heal.
Choose your fights well. Hurry.
Take that. I need the stun locker. Back up with the sand attacks. Shoot. Clean. First go. Ooh, okay. Alright. 2 successes in a row. First try. That was rough. That was rough. I did what I could. Let's just get this over with.
So, it's over.
No, this isn't the end.
Yeah, you have your anime closure you have to deal with.
Let's go see her again.
What do you say? It's not possible.
Okay. You know, I really just did. I think that was my innate ability to not want to do that run back to the boss. Slash, that extra healing really came in handy. Okay. So who's left? Was there at least like, was there 1 or 2 more doors left in the maze area? Interesting. I'll see what I can do from there. Alright, what's her closure gonna be here?
When I first met Jack,
Oh, wow.
possession owned by revenants.
Oh, I can't move.
My throat was
Alright.
I couldn't even speak. But he took me in without a second thought. I always felt that I was in his debt. I have a naturally high compatibility.
Okay.
If there's any way that my body could possibly be of use to him, then it is his, even if it costs me my humanity.
It's gonna get this video blocked, isn't it?
You're finally awake, Jack. Are you still in pain?
I must have fallen asleep. I'm fine. Don't waste
Yeah, they've been together for a while during this then.
I'm afraid I can't obey that order. I enjoy singing for you too much.
This is so weird seeing this Joyce personality come out of both of them. Well, it's over. Who would have thought? Sands of time itself. And that's her slowly losing it.
Blame yourself for this, Jack. You were always so kind.
Can I moonwalk this? Nope. Worth a shot.
I have no regrets. Still,
Oh, man.
wish I could sing for you one last time.
Talk about a fallen angel, folks. And here she is. Oh, so much for her being a companion. I do feel a large amount of revenge towards that Dr. Final Fantasy boss. That is going to be happening real bad. Oh, I hope it's not. He's going to have the combined gimmicks of all the successors. That's the last thing I need to deal with. A nice suit, Jack. His scar slowly loading into frame. Well, this is awkward. You don't have that much time to talk, my friend, unfortunately. Are we gonna push him? Nope. Hey, Yakumo, he has more guts than you do. My Xbox is seriously overclocking itself to load this important scene. All their fabrics and textures are too much for it to handle. These character designs are really on point.
Too much.
No, you haven't. When I first met you, I had absolutely nothing. You gave me the light of hope. And my voice.
Well, revenge is gonna be real strong.
Please, don't be sad, Jack. From the moment I took on my role, I knew this would eventually be my fate.
Ah, man.
But I was still happy. Because I was with you.
Like, she gets all the music beats in this compared to everyone else.
Me too.
We get to see him be soft and smile. That's the last time this is gonna happen. Hey, Jack, I know you're dealing with an emotional moment right now, but would you like to join the gang? It would be quite, helpful if you would.
Your mission is an important one. So go on and burn bright while the candle of life still burns.
That was smooth. That was smooth. Jack, you can't beat that, can you?
Eva. Will you sing for me again?
Yep.
One last time.
Let's enjoy the simple things. Oh, this one might be... I know, it's between this and Mia's brother now. Oh. Yeah, no, this is a cabal of a team that I am perfectly down for. Like, this is a team of anime, like, where you don't look super generic or iconic, but interesting. Oh, this is the worst way for a song to go silent.
Thank you.
No, this is messed up. They should have just ended it there. Help. And back towards reality we go, unfortunately. This was a eye-opener, if anything. So, alright, there's one IO, or I guess successor guardian there. She's stuck in the pose of holding him. That's rough. That is rough. Alright, and the path opens once again.
Thank you, Jack.
Do I get no thanks for this reunion one last time? I know I'm here, but I'd like to be acknowledged by the dead. I'm acknowledged by the living. Alright, that was a almost stressful boss fight. Every percentage of your life bar counts. I feel like the healing time slows down at just the moment it wants to. And then sometimes it feels a lot faster. It might just be like in the moment kind of thing, but man, does it hurt. That being said, I do have some upgrades. I wonder what weapon I'll get out of this one. I wonder if it'll be wisdom based, if anything. It would seem like it would be, at least in my regard. Also, that was a misleading map range. I thought it'd be way bigger of an area. But what happened was what happened. Luckily. Alright. And we're back. Into the sands of time. Oh, that's a smooth looking weapon though. Hey Jack, you don't mind if I desecrate the you know what to get that
I'm gonna go after Mito.
That's his name, Mito.
How do you even know where he is?
Yeah, how do you know?
Performed countless experiments on the relics, and now he's stolen the ones inside Eva.
Is that where he is, right behind
I
us?
think I know what his plan is.
What?
Reviving the queen.
Well, that's obvious, but for what reason would he benefit?
He'll have to take Silva's relic as well.
So, Silva's a successor.
That's not the only problem.
Okay.
The Red Mist, the jail of the mists that covers the world and deepens Revenant's
That's not how I think you would say that.
The one who created it is none other than Silva.
What?
Okay.
Why would Silva do that?
Soldiers were needed to fight the queen when she frenzied. Since humanity had already suffered significant losses,
Revenant.
Revenants were created to swell the ranks.
Alright, but why would the best help out here? Or
In the end, we succeeded in stopping the queen.
or was it to stop them from getting out?
But there are still a lot of humans living in the world outside.
Wow, holy crap.
Without the Red Mist, both starving Revenants and the Lost.
It's literally there to stop them from leaving.
It was created to prevent further tragedy.
Talk about government on government conspiracy, man. That is the worst.
I have to admit, if every Revenant was like you, it wouldn't
That makes sense. They need to basically feed. It would literally be a vampire issue.
We'll take the path to the fortress. With speed and a little luck, we might catch him.
Yeah, that's Fortress, alright. I'm gonna need to head back home and do some upgrading first. Yeah, another teleportation missile. glad it's just here. So like that's literally why the mist has been such a problem. It's like they can't get out.
Forget. Those who carry a relic are always at risk of frenzy. Don't let your guard down, not even for a moment.
Yeah, he has a whole bunch of them though, so I don't know if he'll be able to contain that. But he did divvy up the power to his elite guards.
You have sharp eyes, kid.
I don't know if he's hitting on me or not. I don't know how I feel. Queen's Throat, and then Harmony Vistage, and then Throat Vistage. Excels in gift based. Well, I haven't used gifts like that. It's what it is. You know, kill his girlfriend, get her abilities. Yeah, no, that fortress is going to be next session. That's exactly what that fortress is. That being said, let's do a quick little teleport to save you some time. Commemorative coin. That said Jack. Jack,
Safe out there.
I swear you better be effective. That is my only blight with you right now. If you're not effective, then we're going to have a problem. Alright, let me head back to the Outer Crossroads to get the next depth map. Save me some time later. I think is it the fire one that's after the cold one, I believe? That was the last area I did before this one, so... Excuse me. So I'd have to go through that. Oh, I have to fight the cat boss again. That Kunichi boss is gonna suck. And I have the heat source. I might have to change up my build for that. Just do some damage to her. Because I don't think I have a cold weapon. Like, I think the statuses are more for bosses than they are the enemies. The only enemy I've seen the status effect actually partially work is that one with the enhanced armor capabilities. Overall, that was a really, like, those success areas are short, but I'm glad they are, because if they extend those gimmicks out any longer, it would actually be unbearable. In all honesty, that would have been terrible. But they did what they could. Alright, let me grab the next one from you. God, his coat's a bit... See, it has even the torn texture. I'm gonna need to steal that from him eventually.
Greetings.
Doc.
Helped me out so much. I put together a collection of valuables to give you as thanks. I wish I'll still be doing business, so...
Oh. Thanks. Not what I expected.
Greetings. Whenever I touch material...
Okay, then I guess I have to do another teleport when I come back. I didn't expect him just to give me this stuff. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, there's 100% of that area, so I'm gonna have to go... Crypt of the Throat. Yes, very, subtle. I might have to check out the training area, too. I'm really curious if that just spawns enemies for you to fight to practice on. If that's the case, that's amazing. You know what, let's do a little, after I'm done upgrading everything, I'll do a little bit of a test to see what that area looks like. Luckily, things could have been a lot worse. Like, that boss was, it was a hard to read on her area attacks in the sand. Like, they needed to maybe change that just a tiny bit on the hue color to make it a little bit darker. Because it was hard to see some of her other attacks going through. Like the tornado one, I'm really curious how you're supposed to avoid that. If you're supposed to go near her, or it is like running away was a solid tactic. I'm gonna have to fight her again in the depths, but that wasn't enough time to learn her moveset. Same with the cat boss. I finished her in one go, but even then her moveset was kind of hard to read as well. So that's where it's gonna get rough. I hope I don't have to fight another mini boss though. I really don't want that in the main quest pathway. That's the last thing I want to deal with. Those things are enhanced and annoying. That being said, now that this area is done, oh, he is really tall actually, and looking sleek.
Thanks to you.
Talk.
You can make other people's. You'll need strength for the battle.
Please be a good moveset. Please be a good moveset, Jack. Also, I'm glad he's joined the crew. Heimdall. Specializes in aggressive melee combat, but its weight allowance is... How low are we talking? It can't be lower than 80, can it? Oh, right, let me do some, I'm glad they move around a bit.
Buying something?
Like, I'm glad to see that they just move around the area, too, so they don't seem like they're stationary. I wish there was a notification of the show what was new and what wasn't, because I actually am losing track now. And...
You wanna upgrade?
Yep, I have enough to upgrade this thing all the way through. So let's check out those new vestiges we have and work from there. Oh, didn't I get a new music track as well? Oh, Beneath the Sun. I gotta remember that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I'm gonna keep Beneath the Sun. It's been working for me. Alright, let's do our upgrade so we can finish this one out. Solid run of a lot of things so far, though. Did a lot. Alright, Jack Rutherford. Okay, so Nightwalk Veil, wrap your body in a cloak like while making it hard to be detected. Severing a... This number of time generation can be used, but increases amount healed. No, it has to be like literally double that in order for that to be solid. Leap and slam down with all your might. One-handed sword, halberd, bayonet. Stamina increase. Greatly increase your attack with drains HP over time. Give and take. Charge accelerator. Dexterity and fortitude. Ooh. Oh, and I don't even need any blood code for that. That actually would be an interesting buff. And then Queen's Throat. They really should just put all the Queenie ones in one go. It would save a lot of time. Alright, greatly increases dark gifts. Creates an arm of sand. Yeah, these are the boss ones. You do a psycho consumption while you're in focus. Nah, not worth it. Like that it's there, but not my thing. Alright. That's all that taken care of. Alright, I need to see what gifts he might have.
It's a bit we'll be fighting to
Exchange. I wonder if his sword is fatal wounds. I might have to look it up because I'm curious what his sword is. If it's dex based, I'll work towards that.
the situation.
That being said, let me see what his. So the Queen's Throat. Oh yeah, no, that's a 63 and that's a 55, dude. Oh, that is disgusting. Yeah, that's a bad one there. There's no way I could actually use that in full. That would be literally too much on me. Alright, let's upgrade weapon. So far, this has treated me well. Let's transform. Anything new? Inhibit. But no, I gotta work towards. I mean, it could be possible. But this has a A scaling now. Let me see what happens if I upgrade. But they're all should be at the same tier now when it comes to the Impaler. So even then, yeah, the upgrade wouldn't help out too much when it comes to its tier. Alright, let's upgrade you. I've already committed. Oh, I need 5. Okay. You're done there. I'm not gonna worry about my Visage Blood Veil. Exploration goal, investigate Crown of Sand. Next object, exploration goal. I don't remember that being a thing. Alright, let us just Fortitude, and that would be a great combo to have. But I can do without it. I've had much worse scenarios. 95, and I want to check out the training area before everything gets finished out. I'm curious how this functions. Oh, that's a weird one. Is it just one enemy? Yeah. Looks like it's just one enemy for training purposes. And then we walk away from him, does he? Or does he aggro? What the heck? Oh, tutorials. Okay, no, this is fine. I mean, the practice dummy is basically just as well. It's just if you want to practice your parrying as well is also a thing. Not bad. Glad it's there, though. Yeah, kind of crappy. Alright, let's return back. I thought it would be a better area, more or less you get to rotate the enemies out that you want to fight, but all well it's the same. Could be worse. Okay. Oh, no, nothing. That was actually a solid run that could have been a lot worse, and that wasn't too bad. I don't want to say I blitzed through the area, but compared to the fire one, I kind of looped around a lot more. That one was kind of more, small, like one level overlay, but usually dropped down most times. They really wanted to rely on the desert trap thing, but luckily it was only the slime enemies that were there. They could have really abused those, scarab-like enemies on clinging to walls, though. That wind enemy, ooh, that was rough. I think he does that spiraling AoE wind like around him so you can't actually read his attacks, making it more difficult for you. But I did all I could here. Now that that's all done, time to go relax in the one place that counts. Actually, let's relax here. Next to the jukebox to enjoy some relaxation. That being said, this was a solid run. I do thank you guys for watching. And if you can, go out and support whatever other content creators can. And stay safe out there. Because now I'm going to be going through a fortress area next time, and that does not sound fun. That sounds terrible, and more traps and enemies and reinforced enemies and finding Mito's garbage. Oh man, this is gonna hurt a lot.